joining us for HPU All Access. I'm Jake VC.
And I'm Jordan Bankston. Now, March 3rd marks the North Carolina state primary elections. Polling locations have closed this evening, and now we are waiting for the final results.
Yeah, that's right, Jordan. We have a team of reporters covering all of the angles and some of the key races here in our area. We'll get to the team of reporters in just a moment. But first, we look at today's primaries, which will narrow down competitive races. Here's what you need to know. Voters were allowed to vote with a political party that they are affiliated with. A voter cannot vote in more than one party's primary. If no candidate reaches the vote percentage necessary to become the nominee in a contest on the ballot, a runner-up can request a second primary to be held on May 12th. The United States Senate is a highly contested race, with the favorites being two-term former Governor Roy Cooper and Michael Whatley, the former Republican National Committee chair who has been endorsed by President Trump.
And here in the Triad, voters are also deciding key congressional primaries in Districts 5 and 6. Now, those races include seats that cover parts of Guilford, Forsyth, and Davidson County, along with some other surrounding areas. Now, the winners tonight will advance to the general election in November and could help determine the balance of power in Washington. And we have a team of reporters that are spread out in the area, and our coverage begins tonight with Nick Allen. He's live outside of the municipal building here in High Point with the details on the race for the House. Nick. Hey.
Yeah, Jordan, I'm in the heart and center of downtown High Point at the City Hall, which is where the Mayor Cyril Jefferson's office is located, and where it all began for him a few years ago. Jefferson made history back in November of 2023 when he became the youngest and the first black mayor at just 31 years old in the city. Now, Jefferson has been mayor of High Point for the last 3 years, and he's been involved within the local government for the last 7. Now he's running for the United States House of Representatives seat for North Carolina's 6th congressional district, which consists of counties like Davie, Davidson, and Rowan counties, as well as Cabarrus, Guilford, and Forsyth counties, which includes parts such as High Point, Greensboro, and Winston-Salem. Now, primary election voting just wrapped up a little over an hour ago at 7:30 as Jefferson is running against 3 other Democratic candidates for the primaries: Beau Blair, Keith Davenport, and Alyssa Cassay. Earlier today, I was able to sit down with Brandon Lenore, Jefferson's campaign manager, on why Jefferson is the best fit for the role.
Cyril's the best candidate because he has the experience and he takes a pragmatic approach to solving problems. He always says there's no such thing as a red pothole or a blue pothole. There's just a pothole that needs to be fixed. And the challenges that are facing our country need to be addressed, not necessarily in a partisan fashion, but in a pragmatic way. Being mayor puts you in direct contact with the people. You understand their issues and their concerns. And when it comes down to it, most people are focused on being able to put food on the table, be able to afford health care, and be able to afford housing. And he's got plans to fix all of that for not only people that live in the 6th congressional district, but people that live across the United States.
Jefferson has made a major impact in the community of High Point over the last 3 years through his community development and his small business contributions. And now he's looking to make an even more bigger impact on a higher national level if he wins the House seat. Now, primary votings should come in, results should come in by 11 a.m. tomorrow on the Guilford County NC.gov website. If Jefferson wins, he will be placed into the elections for the midterms later in November, and he will run against the current Republican district of the 6th district, Addison McDowell, who was elected in 2024 and assumed office in 2025 and is endorsed by President Trump. Reporting live out of High Point, North Carolina at the City Hall, I'm Nick Allen. This is HPU All Access. Back to you, Jake and Jordan, in the studio.
Nick, thank you. From Congress to the Senate, in a highly contested race, Jordan, consisting of 6 candidates. Laura Ricard, continues our team coverage. She's live tonight from outside of the Deep River Recreation Center in High Point. Laurel? Some technical difficulties there. Nick mentioned Addison McDowell for a quick second there, and let me tell you, we spoke with Addison McDowell 2 weeks ago on Capitol Hill, and he has the support from President Trump, so that'll be a very tightly contested race if Cyril Jefferson makes it to the final step.
Thanks, Jake and Jordan. I am here located live outside of the Deep River Recreation Center, one of the many voting sites here in the Guilford County. Now, voters have been coming inside and outside all day long casting their votes. And I actually got a chance to talk with some of these voters and get their opinions on the potential North Carolina Senate Representative, Roy Cooper. The former North Carolina governor began his term in office in 2017 and finished at the beginning of 2025, and is running to represent North Carolina as a Democrat for the United States Senate. Voters told me that their motive in voting for Cooper came from his previous leadership as a governor. Some of his impacts that voters saw as beneficial during his time in office were expansions to health care, development of the workforce in public schools, and management over major hurricane recoveries and the pandemic. Voters said that overall, they are hopeful that he will take the seat to flip the Senate and as a Democratic leader. So far, it's been going well for Cooper since the very beginning of his campaign. Post his Senate bid announcement, within just 24 hours, he raised over $3.4 million. 95% of that money was from his supporters' personal funding. As for Cooper's Senate plans, he claims he wants to focus on building an economy for the middle class, foster clean energy, but especially expand affordable health care. Cooper says, quote, "We are the richest country in the world. We ought to find a way to have everyone have affordable, quality health care," end quote. Now, Cooper is facing Republican Michael Whatley, and he is facing also many other lesser candidates. He is actually one of the only who has won all of his statewide elections in his career, and he hopes to do that again. But I guess we will have to wait and see if he flips the seat of the Senate. I'm Laura Ricard reporting for HPU All Access. Back to you.
Laurel, thank you. From the U.S. Senate to the State Senate, Kate Dilday joins us now in studio for a breakdown of District 26, Jordan, which is one of the most highly contested races in the state. Good evening, Kate.
Time triad sheriff and one of North Carolina's most powerful lawmakers are going head-to-head in the Republican Party for primary Senate District 26. Incumbent Senate President Pro Tem Phil Berger is facing a challenge from Rockingham County Sheriff Sam Page. The district includes all of Rockingham County and parts of Guilford County. Berger has represented the district since 2001 and is considered one of the most influential leaders in state politics. During his time in office, he has helped shape North Carolina's state budget, tax policies, and education funding. He has also received support from President Donald Trump in this race. Page has served as Rockingham County Sheriff since 1998. In his campaign, he is highlighting his decades of law enforcement experience and focusing on fiscal responsibility and government services. Both candidates say economic concerns are top priorities for voters. Berger says lowering taxes and controlling government spending will help ease financial pressure on families. Page also supports tax reductions and says careful spending is key. The two candidates have also expressed support for working with federal authorities. Berger has backed legislation requiring cooperation with federal immigration officials, while Page says he supports strong partnerships between local and federal agencies. Voters will decide the Republican nominee on March 3rd. The winner will move on to the November general election to face Democrat Steve Lurking. Reporting in studio, I'm Kate Dilday. Jake and Jordan, back to you.
Kate, thank you. We will continue to stay on top of all of the races in our area. For updates, follow us on social media at HPU_All Access.
That's right. And now we are following the latest on President Donald Trump's recent military actions against Iran. Last Saturday, the United States, under President Trump, launched a major military operation against Iran in coordination with Israel. The initial strikes targeted sites including missile bases, naval assets, command centers, which is believed to have caused the deaths of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and other senior Iranian officials. President Trump said the point is to destroy Iran's military capabilities, pause its nuclear ambitions, and reduce support for regional proxies. He warned the campaign could last 4 to 5 weeks or longer and acknowledged more U.S. casualties are likely. Iranian forces have retaliated with missiles and drone attacks against the region, resulting in multiple U.S. service member deaths and wounds, as well as targeting U.S. bases in the Gulf states. Some lawmakers in the United States saying the president acted without clear authorization, and others backing his decision. Now, as tensions rise between the Middle East, the world continues to watch for what happens next.
New tonight, the Piedmont Triad International Airport released its monthly data from January this year, and it saw a decline in visitors. Passengers were down 6% in January compared to January 2025 and are down 6% year to date. Cargo was up 6% in January, and total scheduled departing seats for this month are up 3% over 2025. The average percentage of airplane seats departing from PTI that were filled was 76%, which is down 3 points from November. Well, rainy start to the day, but the sun is expected to make a return tomorrow.
Marissa Janice is joining us over at the weather wall with the forecast. Hey, Marissa.
Good evening, Panthers. Get ready for a week full of sunshine, spring vibes, and just a touch of sweater weather. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. So today we started out at a comfy 55 degrees and a low of 45 as we continue into the late morning hours. So it was cloudy, but thank goodness those rainy, cold temperatures, they stayed away. Now Wednesday is our star of the week. It is a high of 75 and a low of 52 degrees. Now it's got partly cloudy skies and there's just enough sun. You'll want to spend some time outdoors, and the temps, they're perfect for that. Now, Thursday is another beautiful day with a high of 78 and a low of 57. Now, again, we have the partly cloudy skies, and you'll finally start to feel that perfect spring warmth. Now, Friday is our day that looks absolutely fantastic. There's a high of 79 and a low of 58 with partly cloudy skies. So say goodbye to those cold temperatures during the day, as this will be our hottest of 2026 yet. And Saturday starts out at a lovely 78 degrees, but heads up, thunderstorms are expected in the evening, so enjoy the day outside, but plan to be indoors once the storm rolls in. So Panthers, make sure you get outside and enjoy this gorgeous spring weather while it lasts this week. Stay sunny, stay positive, and like always, go Panthers. Guys, how are we feeling about this warm weather moving on in?
I wish it was a little bit warmer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just saying. I know I just came back from, but I don't know. But I do appreciate it not being as cold as it was a couple of weeks ago. Cause man, I couldn't make it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You're from South Florida, man. You'll be all right. You know, Marissa, I gotta tell you though, the weather, the next few days look beautiful, and I think that's all that matters is the upcoming days. I mean, although we're going to be in Tennessee, right? And you know, we know Jordan's afraid of some mountains over here, but we'll be in Tennessee, and hopefully the weather there is just as nice as it is here.
Yes.
Thanks.
I'm just very nervous, not scared. Let me get that for the record, by the way. But Marissa, thank you so much. Now, coming up, some big news coming out of the School of Law.
And bridge repairs will cause a headache to drivers here. What roads are being affected next? We'll be right back.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords. Turn on multi-factor authentication. And recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to follow. Get more game tips at CISA.gov/secure our world. Then share it with family and friends.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
If you get a phone call, do not talk to the person.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They want to get your number, put in a false claim.
Just hang up. How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it. Call the Senior Medicare Patrol.
If you suspect Medicare fraud, contact the Senior Medicare Patrol in your state.
We are Lions International, one association of global volunteers, one foundation for humanitarian grants, shaping the future, one act of kindness at a time. In communities, across borders, continents, and oceans, locally and globally, in need. This world matters because the challenges facing our world are real. Through the power of service and generosity, we can change the course of history. Harvest International, serving a world in need.
To learn more, visit lionsclubs.org.
Think buying fake products is harmless? Think again. Think fake cosmetics are tested and safe? Think again. Think that medicine you can buy off social media is high quality? Think again. Counterfeits are made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. Each year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products are sold in the U.S. I smell big crime. Think about it. If you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart. Buy smart. Go for real.
All right, welcome back. A former teacher at a Greensboro Christian school is facing multiple child sex crime charges. Some of the details are difficult to hear. The Guilford County Sheriff's Office says the investigation started February 23rd after receiving a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Deputies arrested 56-year-old Richard Upright, a former teacher at Vandalia Christian School in Greensboro. He is charged with 10 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Investigators say more than 100 explicit images were found on electronic devices. In court, a detective testified that some images involved minors' faces digitally altered into explicit material using artificial intelligence and photo editing software. Upright's bond was set at $750,000. The Sheriff's Office says anyone with any additional information is asked to contact investigators as this investigation remains ongoing. And on campus, some exciting news for the School of Law. Mark Martin, the founding dean and professor of law at High Point University, took to LinkedIn to share that the Kenneth F. Kahn School of Law has earned provisional approval from the American Bar Association Council of Legal Education, as well as admissions to the bar. Now, this means that the School of Law is one step away from receiving full accreditation. However, the new provision allows students to take the bar exam, have degrees recognized by the ABA, and are treated the same as graduates from fully accredited schools. A big step that the School of Law is celebrating as they await full accreditation.
Contractors with the North Carolina Department of Transportation began nightly closures on US 29 between mile markers 160 and 161 last night at 6 p.m. Crews will work each night from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. through March 20th as part of bridge replacement project. In addition, the US 29 business bridge over US 29 will be closed beginning March 9th and will remain closed through July 15th of 2027. The North Carolina Department of Transportation is urging drivers to plan ahead, follow posted detours, stay alert in work zones, and visit drivenc.gov for real-time travel updates.
Now, one person has been shot and taken to the hospital following a shooting on Edwards Road in Greensboro, according to police. The police say the shooting happened last night on Edwards Road in Greensboro. Officers were notified after a gunshot victim arrives at a local hospital, transported by a private vehicle, according to authorities. The victim is reported to have non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators are continuing to look into circumstances surrounding the shooting.
The Stephen Tanger Center for the Performing Arts announced its 2026-2027 list of Broadway shows that would be making an appearance. The list, which they are calling, quote, gravity-defying, features Mamma Mia, The Great Gatsby, Wicked, and Lion King, to name a few. Current seat members must renew their ticket by April 15th. 2 people died in a car crash Tuesday morning in Winston-Salem, according to police. The Winston-Salem police said they were called to a crash on Ridgewood Road where they located a vehicle engulfed in flames. The driver and passenger were pronounced dead at the scene. The victims have not been identified and family notifications are pending.
All right, coming up, a federal grant has been approved to help staffing for the city of High Point. Here, if it's enough to help recruit the already understaffed fire department.
And families, get ready. This game night is this Friday. Hear where and when this is taking place. We'll be right back.
Okay, so Catherine.
With 811 before you dig. And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt. It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do. And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done. Dude, why didn't you call 811? I forgot the number. See? Not that bright.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
Third line, please.
DEPRESSION.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale. Bipolar? Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own.
Anxiety. I thought so.
Like many health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. And the sooner you seek treatment, the better.
Look at that. 6,000 steps and PTSD.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
Tell me about it. Did you have any idea that was going on?
None. I mean, you saw Derek at the game last night, too. Did you have a clue?
No, but you know, teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do. Kids hear first about what's going on with other kids.
Half the time, it's rumors.
It can be hard to tell sometimes, but if you're ever concerned about a friend who's having trouble with alcohol, prescription drugs, bullying, violence, anything, you need to tell an adult. Mom or me, a teacher, coach, school counselor, someone you know and trust.
Dad, no kid is gonna tell an adult about that kind of stuff.
I get it, but if we don't know, we can't help. Speaking up about a problem, that's what helping a friend is all about.
Hey, Dad. The pharmacy called. Sounds like you still haven't picked up your heart medication. Are you all right?
Hey, Frank, it's Sally. I got your voicemail earlier. So your nephew asked you for another loan?
It's on all of us to know the signs, and essential community services are available to help. Don't let your call go unanswered. Call APS or visit our website to learn more.
On Friday night, the City of High Point Parks and Recreation Department will host Family Recess Night at the Deep River Recreation Center. The event runs from 6:15 to 7:45 and will feature a game of dodgeball. Registration is required. You can register online at highpointnc.gov.
And a positive turn for public safety in High Point after facing staffing conflicts. The High Point Fire Department is seeing real improvements thanks to a federal grant. The federal SAFER grant has allowed High Point to hire additional firefighters, helping boost daily staffing and reduce strain on existing crews. Officials say this means firefighters can respond faster to emergencies and cover more neighborhoods. Department leaders call it a major step for public safety in the community. Now, city officials say they'll continue to prioritize staffing to keep High Point residents safe.
The Winston-Salem and Forsyth County school system announced Monday that they are facing declines in public school enrollment. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has seen a drop in student enrollment for several reasons, including declining birth rates. State health data show that the Forsyth County recorded roughly 700 fewer births in 2023 than 2008. According to a chart released by the district, the percent of students enrolled has decreased from 83.5% to 75.8%, a 7.6% change from 2015 to 2025. Well, calling all High Point University students. On Thursday, persuasion expert Phil M. Jones will be on campus as part of High Point University's Access to Innovators program. His speech will be focused on how to land a job after college and leveraging your life skills in your future career. His speech will be Thursday, March 5th in the Life Skills Theater. Well, joining us now to break down this week's sports update is Marissa Janis. And Marissa, let me tell you, Marissa, we have a treat tonight because you're doing the weather and you're also pulling sports duty, right? So double duty for us tonight.
Yep. Well, I'll take it from here, guys. Let's just say it's a good week to be a Panther. Starting on the diamond, where High Point University baseball has gone viral. On Sunday, the Panthers faced Binghamton University, and our HPU outfielder, Lane Allen, said, "I'll take it from here." Allen sprinted to the deep right center field and made an unbelievable over-the-wall catch that landed at number 4 on ESPN's SportsCenter's top 10. Yes, the top 10. The Panthers edge out Binghamton 4-3. The Panthers faced Liberty today, and now no pressure, just a matchup against number 9 Florida this weekend on Friday. Now on to the hardwood, where our men's and women's basketball are making history. High Point's men's basketball are Big South regular season champions for the 3rd straight year. Rob Martin led the way with 14 points and secured a 79-73 win over Presbyterian College. The Panthers head to Johnson City, Tennessee as the number 1 seed in the Big South Conference tournament. They'll tip off at noon Friday against the winner of USC Upstate and Gardner-Webb. The semifinals and the championship are Saturday and Sunday if they keep this momentum rolling. Now on to our women's basketball team as they defeated Gardner-Webb 85-53 to claim the outright Big South regular season title, also for the 3rd straight season. Big South leading scorer Macy Spencer and the number 1 seeded Panthers tip off at 11:30 a.m. Thursday against the winner of USC Upstate and Presbyterian. And yes, their semifinals and their championship games are Saturday and Sunday as well. So whether it's cleats in the dirt or sneakers on the hardwood, one thing is clear: High Point isn't just competing, and your Panthers are on the prowl.
Now, Marissa, quick question for you. Are the Panthers going to win the Big South Championship, yes or no?
Yes. Yes, right? We have to say yes, right? Come on now. I'm so excited, and I'm glad that we're all going to be there.
That's right.
I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be in purple.
It is. It's going to be a blast. We have to stay neutral when we got our press passes.
That's very true. Very true.
We're going to have a great time. I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait for it.
Not only do we do sports, like I said, you do the weather also. Give us wake-up weather for the morning.
That's right, Jake. Let's take a look at your Wednesday morning High Point. Now, it starts with cool temperatures in the late 40s through about 8 a.m., so grab your sweater if you're headed out early. By 9 and 10 a.m., we'll warm up in the 50s, making it a perfect morning for a walk or for some sunshine. Now by noon, it's looking gorgeous at 67 degrees with partly cloudy skies and comfortable temperatures to last all day long. So get outside and soak it up, Panthers. Stay sunny and go Panthers. See you next time.
Well, that'll do it for this week's All Access. I'm Jake VC.
And I'm Jordan Banks. And stay connected with us on social media at HPU_All Access for updates regarding today's primary elections. Have a good night, High Point. We'll see you.